I'm making mac and cheese, and no one can stop me. How to make mac and cheese. First, you're gonna bring your water to a boil. However many cups it says on the side. Here it says 6. I'm making 2 boxes, so should put 12. But I'm sure the amount should be fine. Now, when it comes to a boil, like this, you're gonna want to add your pasta. Do not be afraid of being splashed, even though it hurts like hell at times. And you will not want to fuck around. Ironically, I say that as I film this. And I'll bring you guys back once I've added the pasta. Well, I could try and do it, but I won't. I've added the pasta. Now you're going to want to stir occasionally, cooking the pasta for about 7-8 minutes, as it says on the package. Reason why you want to stir it is so it like all gets cooked and all that, and then yeah, and also so it doesn't get burned in some spots, like not burned as in fire, but like maybe a little crunchy, I guess. Also, do not turn the element up too high. And if you set the water on fire, I have no advice for you. I'd be flabbergasted. I mean, you set water on fire. Like, what are you, Jesus? So anyways, whoops, this is French. I can't read French. So yeah, after that, once it's done cooking, you just gotta drain it in a strainer. Then add your cheese and stuff, but we'll get to the cheese part in a bit, sort of. I just realized I haven't set a timer. I think it's been like, what, 2 minutes? Come on, there we go. So 6 minutes. Cook that for 6 more minutes, and then I'll check. Also, do not be afraid to get moisture on your hands. You ain't cooking with grease. You don't have to worry about being like your mother, where they like are practically putting their face in the grease and somehow aren't burning themselves. It's just some water, so you don't have to be afraid unless it's a rolling boil where it's going bubble, bubble, bubble like crazy. Also, do not, and this is a serious tip, not even joking, do not, whatever you do, put a lid over the pasta. Because when you remove it, it'll cause a bunch of water to overflow with a bunch of bubbles, and it's hot. And it's not fun to clean up and deal with. I know this from experience in a foods class in grade 9. So, no jokes aside, for the love of God, do not put a lid on the pot when you are cooking mac and cheese. What causes it to do the bubble thing, I do not know. Just does it. So yeah. Oop. It's a bit of rolling boil, but there's no real reason to be afraid, man. It's just mac and cheese you're making. You ain't cooking like a 5-star meal for Gordon Ramsay. And let's be honest here, folks. It's pretty hard to screw up mac and cheese. It's pretty hard. Anyways, I'll get back to y'all after I've drained the pasta, as I will not be able to film that. So I'll be back to you guys in like 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, I know I said I'd bring you guys back, but it's almost done cooking. So, like I said in the previous clip, do not put a lid on this, you'll regret it. Also, a tip for any other cooking, if you ever have a grease fire, for the love of God, do not put it out with water. You're just going to make the situation worse. I cannot remember why, but grease fires and water, for some reason, make the grease fire go bigger, basically, you add grease, you don't add grease, you add water to a grease fire. You basically almost are guaranteed to burn your house down, basically. We might get more into that in one of the next clips, but here's we are there. So I'll bring you guys back when I've drained all the water out. Before I get to the next clip, I'm gonna throw 2 images up on the screen to show you what happens if you add water to a grease fire. You add water to a grease fire. This could happen. And if you don't take care of it properly the second time, this could happen. So for the love of God, do not add water to a grease fire. Alright folks, we back. I cannot remember the next step. I know it just has the cheese packet. We'll get to that in a minute. Now for the straining, here's some actual recommendations. Do it over the sink for one. I might end this recording because my sister right away. Just listening. Okay. So yeah, when you strain it, you want to take your strainer and once you get all the pasta in safely, you're gonna want to shake it around a bit. Try and get as much water out of the pasta as you can. And then do not place the hot pot on the counter. You're gonna burn the counter. It appears my sister has just left the house, even though I'm making mac and cheese for both of us. She literally asks me to make mac and cheese. So anyways, I don't know if she's coming back. Let's take a read. So we need a tablespoon non-hydrated margarine. I don't even think I have margarine. I have milk, not skimmed to my knowledge. It's basically 1/3 cup milk and some cheese mix and butter, or not butter, margarine. I got them cheese packets. I'm questioning whether or not I should do 1/3 cup milk from the mac and cheese, since this is 2 packages. I'll figure that out. Let us take a look here. I got milk. Do I have any sort of butter? Not butter, margarine. Does not appear so. I might just have to use straight up butter for this. Also, I am leaving that on a separate element so the bottom doesn't get burned, because it is still hot as heck. You do not want to smack it. You shouldn't even want to play around it for all that. So let's see. Okay, we got a bit of butter. So what was it, tablespoon butter. That'll be my substitute for margarine, since I do not have any. I just realized my sister's photos there. So yeah, I'm gonna have to try and edit that out. And by try, I mean I will. So yeah, I'll bring you guys back when I've added all that stuff. It has been 2 seconds since I ended recording, and I go to take the lid off the butter thing, and it's stuck together. Was stuck together. A tip I'll show you for adding cheese powder, or before you open the cheese powder pack, so you don't make a mess. I'll show you a trick for that in a moment. Just want to make sure I get all of this dealt with. Got our butter. We got 1/3 cup milk in there. I might end up adding more. So yeah. The trick is that then you pick it up on, just shake it a little bit, so if there's any powder stuck in the top part where you're gonna open it, you won't open it and make a huge mess. Wowie kazowie. I'll bring you guys back in a moment. Once you've had everything else, you just gotta stir well. Now I'm not gonna be able to do that with a phone in my hand, so bring you guys back in. Here is the finished result. I'd say I didn't do bad. I mean, I didn't cause a fire. That's a plus. So anyways, a tip for when you're mixing and stuff, make sure you scrape the sides and the bottom so you do get all the packs mixed with the cheese stuff. That way when you're eating it and dish it out, you won't see that there's some pasta that doesn't have any cheese or has very little. And it's all evenly dispersed with the cheese. Now all you gotta do is serve it. Hello, what's wrong? I'm making mac and cheese. You can't stop me, I've already made it. I know, you can't stop me from making mac and cheese because I've already made it. I told you, no one can stop me. Also be sure to clean up and throw out any garbage. Shit.
Ah, the floor is wet. The deck is wet.
Oh. I survived. No one will know. Just almost placed down the element I used. I don't know why that. Not me being reckless. Can't serve myself while filming, so yippee-ki-yay. I was dishing it out, and a bunch of stuff that was on this side of the pot almost fell onto the stove. Luckily it didn't.
Bye.
Quick bro tip for people who have roommates. Make sure when you put the spoon down, or the fork, most likely spoon if you're using a fork to dish it out, I have no words. But make sure the handle will not fall in the pot, because if it falls into the pot, the handle of the spoon gets all messy, and whoever has to get it out, like, gets their hands messy, and then that's just no fun. So make sure that it's not gonna fall in, you know? Even if that means you gotta take it out of the pot and place it somewhere. Hello, Bootsy Boo. Oh, you are asleep. Not gonna wake you up. And there we have it, folks. I made mac and cheese, and no one stopped me.
Yum, yum, yum.